Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Jenkins Media, and I am Director Job Nanga. And today in our video, we want to look at a topic that talks about businesses on the Copperbelt. And most people have been asking and wondering if there are businesses in the Copperbelt and what leads to the fall of most businessmen and women on the Copperbelt. So these are the questions that we're going to speak about and give answers to these questions and find out whether it's a very good place to do business in the Copperbelt. So we'll look at the main businesses that are in the Copperbelt, and we'll also look at the factors leading to the fall of businesses in the Copperbelt. So to start with, we are going to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and remember to hit the notification button so that each time we post a video, you're the first person to get the video. To start with, quite right, on the Copperbelt, there are a lot of businesses that you'll find here, and about 99% of the Copperbelt is filled with businessmen, and their businesses are flourishing. And one reason is that these businesses that are on the Copperbelt, most of them are not registered with the Business Act of Zambia, so they are not well known by the Business Act of Zambia. Usually because the money is not clean, or the procedures in which the money was obtained to start the business is not clean, and henceforth cannot be accounted for in the banking system. And most of the businessmen here avoid putting their money in banks because their money is not clean. And you find that they usually put their money into luxurious things like motor vehicles and building houses, which are not insured too. So meaning that if there is an accident, maybe the vehicle is involved in a road accident, that's the end of it because it's not insured. They are not able to recover the losses because their cars are not insured. And the reason being that these people can't insure their vehicles or their properties because when you insure your properties, the government might come through and process the way the money was obtained. And this is why we find most businesses are not looking at the going concept, or they are not in the going concept to say in the future they'll still exist. They usually just run for a few years and the owners become bankrupt because their businesses are not insured. The Copperbelt province is a province where businesses can flourish or where many opportunities are found. There are a lot of mines around here where people can venture into mining businesses. So it's one of the most productive provinces in Zambia, or it's one of the blessed provinces in Zambia because it's blessed with mineral resources. About 60% of the copper comes from the Copperbelt province in Zambia. So another question is that people have been wondering, are there entrepreneurs in the Copperbelt? Yes, there are entrepreneurs in the Copperbelt, but the rate of entrepreneurship countrywide in Zambia is not as other countries. It's, let's say, maybe 25% at the rate of the world, because entrepreneurship is something that will take a lot of risk. When you venture into entrepreneurship, you need to understand that there are a lot of risks that you're going to face, and this is the reason why most people would not want to venture into entrepreneurship, because there are so many financial risks. For instance, one financial risk is that in the first few business years, you are not expected to have a huge profit. For instance, if you are employed at a certain point and then you decide to venture into entrepreneurship, you might find that in the first few business years, the money that you make will be even less than your yearly annual salary that you used to get as an employee. So these are the financial risks that are involved in entrepreneurship, and henceforth people do not want to get into entrepreneurship. The other thing is that in entrepreneurship, you find that most people would lose their investment without correct business ideas or without correct information about what you want to do. You might end up losing everything that you had invested or which you had saved. For instance, you had a life saving and then you decide to go into entrepreneurship, and due to the fact that you lack proper business ideas or there is a circumstance where maybe you get ill and you're not able to run your business, your savings will go to your loss and you lose everything. And this is the reason why people would not want to venture into entrepreneurship. Number 3, one risk that is there in entrepreneurship is that it will reduce the time that you spend with your family. If you're a family guy, eventually you might lose your family because you have to dedicate most of your time into your business for you to have huge turnovers. So most people wouldn't want to take that risk because a lot of entrepreneurs in the world have lost their families due to the fact that they spend much of their time on their businesses. Number 4, the risk of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship would also consume much of it needs much of your knowledge, because in the first start of the business you need to be the manager, you need to be the financial advisor, you need to be the sales advisor, you need to be everywhere in your business because you are the owner and you're the one running it. So you don't want to spend much and eventually you'll be doing all those activities. And without proper knowledge about everything, you might crumble and your business might go down. So these are the factors that have led to the reduction of businesses in the Copperbelt, because people are afraid of financial losses. And then also look at the importance of entrepreneurship to an economy. When you look at entrepreneurship is very important to an economy because, to start with, when the economy goes into depression, it's the responsibility of entrepreneurs to venture into new business ideas, those ideas that are going to be used to revamp the economy to its full potential ability of productivity. So entrepreneurs are very important or a key aspect to economic development, because when the economy is under depression, the entrepreneurs are able to venture into economic activities or new business ideas that will bring back the economy to its full potential or full employment of its economic resources. So what usually happens is this: when an economy goes into recession, people are able to, or entrepreneurs are able to start up businesses that will create employment for economic resources, and it also create labor. It will create the labor force which will require that they employ people to work in those businesses. So at a certain point, because these guys are risk takers, they are not afraid of any risk, they will venture in those business ideas and start up businesses. And when their businesses starts to do well, they sit back and bring in the managerial personnel to run the businesses, and hence those people will start buying shares from those businesses, and that's the way the economy will prosper. This can be also be attached to the statement that was issued by Professor Schumbeta about entrepreneurship. And then, so looking at the rate of how things are going so far in the Copperbelt, there are a lot of business activities that are taking place and people are making a living out of there. There are a lot of mines around the Copperbelt which has created more employment for the people that